I think we're going to be seeing the League of Nations winning more championships and being in the main events more often, especially off these main events. We've seen with Sheamus and Roman Reigns for pay-per-view main events. That's a lot for Sheamus and Roman Reigns because the experience factor factors in with how Sheamus and Roman Reigns are gaining experience all the time. Roman Reigns has been there 4 years. Sheamus has been there since at least 2009. So the experience is there. WWE realized they have experienced wrestlers in Sheamus and Roman Reigns, and that's why we've seen a one-on-one program. We've seen Dean Ambrose win the IC title. We've seen Roman Reigns win the WWE Championship because of what's been happening with the League of Nations ever since the fallout of Survivor Series last November. So I think by June or July, the League of Nations will continue to be rewarded by the Authority. Obviously, the affiliation with the Authority is kind of straying away from the League of Nations, which seemed to be the answer, of course, from the original Authority, seemed to be the League of Nations being affiliated and close with the Authority, but now they've kind of broken away from it. So I still think there's a lot of promise, even though they've broken away from their affiliation with Triple H and Stephanie, because they didn't need that, especially with the four wrestlers being so talented like they are, especially when you're talking about Sheamus and Rusev and Del Rio, who had an amazing year back in 2011. The last thing Del Rio needs is to be affiliated with Triple H and Stephanie, although it goes a long way in benefiting a wrestler being closely affiliated with McMahon's and Triple H's COOs and principal owners. The thing is, you really got to go your own because it's every man for himself in wrestling. That's one thing I realized as a reporter following it for over 15, 16 years, documenting it for written columns, writing about it for my website, talking about it on my radio show, interviewing a lot of wrestlers and being involved with the locker room very closely and learning a lot of stuff that I probably should never have known about professional wrestling. One thing I did learn after being so close with so many people is that it's every man for himself, and you better realize that if you want to be involved in professional wrestling. If you are involved, if you consider being involved, it's every man for himself. So it's better they break away from the Authority, which ultimately will lead to their demise once they cross a member of the Authority, whether it be Triple H, Stephanie, or Vince McMahon himself, and they go all the way. They definitely would have led to their demise, but I'm really proud they've broken away from the Authority. At least now something will be done more promising than what was looked at for them when they took them out of the main event picture and they realized, oh fuck, what are we going to do? We had to rewrite everything, go back, rewrite things about Seth Rollins and all the Shield members, give Shield members titles like Dean Ambrose as IC champion, Roman Reigns as WWE champion. So at least now something more promising can be looked at and be forecasted for the four members of the League of Nations, which are far more entertaining than anything going on in WWE right now. The Rock hopefully will come back and save us all. Chris Jericho coming back was just done so disastrously because they were in a position where they were in a precarious one. At that, there was no way out of it seemingly, so that's why Chris Jericho's back. Chris Jericho is not your answer. Putting over teams like the New Day and the League of Nations always were from the get-go, and it was beyond me why they took them out of the main event picture as soon as what they did when it seemed like they had so much promise at the end of 2015. They vanished for a while there, and again, they realized, oh fuck, we had to go back and rewrite everything, and that's obviously why things are happening the way they are. But it is an exciting time to be a wrestling fan, and I hope you as wrestling fans take advantage of it. Smash that like button, guys, by the way, on my Facebook page, on my Twitter, and on my YouTube channel. Really appreciate your feedback, and I will talk to you again next week. Until then, I'm your host, Jonathan Clarke, and I will see you really soon.
Like what you hear? Tell us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.
Rusev Udria, Rusev Machka.
Don't go anywhere. HEW Entertainment Radio will return with the latest news, music, interviews, discussion, and Jonathan Clarke next.
When something takes place in the world of professional wrestling, you know where to go. WrestleZone.com. WrestleZone.com. Covering all the latest breaking news daily. Interactive forums where you can chat with thousands of other wrestling fans. Exclusive editorials and audio features by some of today's top wrestling superstars. Exclusive video content, weekly polls, live play-by-play coverage of every WWE and TNA pay-per-view. And now, featuring WrestleZone Radio, live with news, in-depth discussions, debates, and interviews with wrestling's top stars, past and present. When you think wrestling, think WrestleZone. WrestleZone.com.
He considers himself God's gift to wrestling, and millions of his faithful agree. With nearly 4 hours of footage and exclusive commentary and matches, this DVD chronicles Daniel's rise from Chicago's Windy City Wrestling to the Asylum in Nashville, and finally to the top of TNA. TNA Home Video presents Heaven Sent, Hell Bound, the best of Christopher Daniels. Available at most retailers and TNAWrestling.com.
Hey you right there, the one listening to this show. While you're tuning into this broadcast or when you read the news on WrestleZone.com, are you forming opinions of it all? Or do you just agree with everything you see and hear? If you actually have some sort of afterthought, which, by the way, is normal, we want to know what it is. There are thousands of wrestling fans just like you that simply can't hold their thoughts in either, and they let it all out in our interactive forums. You have a voice, so use it. Simply visit forums.WrestleZone.com. Don't just be active, be reactive in the official WrestleZone.com forums. For all the latest in mixed martial arts, be sure to visit WrestleZone's sister site, SureDog.com. Complete with daily news, exclusive video, interviews, live radio broadcast, interactive forums, and the very popular Fight Finder with bios and complete match-by-match histories of your favorite fighters. SureDog is the only place you need when it comes to mixed martial arts. Visit SureDog.com today.
Hi, my name's Adam Nudelman, but I play the Phantom on the radio. I'm here to remind you that, screw that, my book, Mysteries of Wrestling Solved, is available at finer bookstores everywhere. That stupid fake voice, I hate it. I wrote a book along with Sir Adam Kleinberg called Mysteries of Wrestling. It has the questions that you wanted answered. Why does Steve Austin hate Jeff Jarrett? Are referees really blind and stupid and dumb? Who is actually the toughest wrestler in the business outside of the ring? Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kamala. We get down and dirty with insider facts you've never read about anywhere else. So what are you waiting for? It makes a great stocking stuffer. You're too short, you buy 3 of them, you get tall, you just stand on them. Mysteries of Wrestling Solved by ECW Press, written by Sir Adam Kleinberg and Adam the Phantom Nudelman. Available everywhere. It's done. The plug is done. I'm done. I didn't sell it well enough. There's naked pictures of China in there. Okay? Thank you.
Available now on DVD. John Triton is on the toughest, most important mission of his life.
You have a hostage. It's my wife.
And with everything on the line,
I gotta do something, and I gotta do it now.
nothing and no one can stop him.
See, I tried to kill this guy twice today.
Now, see the Marine in a whole new way with the unrated version. Get more edge-of-your-seat action, more mind-blowing explosions, more of the Marine. This unrated version features material too hot for theaters. Plus, special behind-the-scenes features. John Cena is the Marine. Only unrated version. Available now on DVD. Rated version also available.
I know what you're thinking. I'm not a real athlete. I'm just a wrestler. I'm 6'10", 328 pounds.
I won boxing's Golden Gloves 3 years in a row.
I was a national champion at the University of Miami. My jersey was retired at Florida State.
I was the ultimate fighting champion.
When you step through those ropes, bad things do happen. Had over 200 stitches. I suffered a dozen concussions. A broken bone. I've separated Damn near broke my neck.
Blown out knees.
But I've still got up. This is who I am.
This is what I do. I'm not really an athlete.
This isn't real. Try lacing my boots.
Every day I train. Thousands of hours of practice.
Injuries can happen at any time.
My kneecap just kind of blew over to the side of my leg. I've torn the pectoral muscle completely off my shoulder.
I've had surgery 5 times in my left knee.
You do question, can I come back from this? My body,
my life is on the line.
Don't risk yours. Please, don't try this.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Clarke, the voice of HEW Entertainment Radio. For years, HEW Entertainment has been the #1 professional wrestling news website on the internet for good reason, including headlines, extensive video footage, a radio program weekly, a weekly column for our users to read, video footage from HEW Wrestling Network, a YouTube channel, a MySpace, a Facebook, everything that a professional wrestling news website should have. HEW Entertainment has it for you in one place. Event results, video footage, news headlines, thousands of images, a weekly column, a weekly radio broadcast including archives, fantasy results, live chat rooms, forums, pay-per-view play-by-play, and so much more. For more information, add us today at facebook.com Jonathan Clarke and check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com Jonathan Clarke 22 to subscribe to our YouTube videos. HEW